Hello, greetings to everyone. A couple of days ago, Pastor Carl gave me a phone call and asked me if I could do a weekly devotion. First of all, we all know that the surgery went very well. So I'm so happy, and we all are so happy. And I hope he will heal soon and everything will be very well. That's very good. I have never done this before, but I will try to recollect some personal experiences which I might share. Pastor Carl told me that I can choose a fragment from the scripture, from the Bible, or refer to some of my personal experiences. So often I feel that the current of life is so fast and its rhythms are so strong that everything takes me somewhere else, and there is no actual time to meditate, to think of important things, think of God. And sometimes I feel I'm so far from God. It comes to my mind that in the beginning of the Bible, in Genesis, it says that God created mankind in His own image. Maybe there is a better quotation. So I think, what is this image? What is the image of God in us? What is like God in me? Is it the very fact that I am, the fact of being, or is it the reason that I can reason, I can perceive, I can acquire knowledge? Maybe at a certain extent, but it is still not fully like, yes, the being belongs to God, and in that there is a certain examples. We exist, because we are permitted by this universal existence, the absolute being, which is God. But I still can be. I can live my life and be completely different from God. The same applies to our reason. We are involved in the sphere of reason, but our mind is still so different from God. Let me switch to one story. I would like to tell you a story about Ludwig Beethoven. When his Ninth Symphony was first premiered, he was told that this is the greatest thing that humanity ever experienced, or which ever existed in the universe, in the world. And he said, his answer was, this piece, or whatever I wrote in my life, is nothing compared to the simple kindness of human heart. This kindness of a simple man, of a simple human, is greater than anything else, as he mentioned. Anything he created, whatever the great piece it was. So kindness, which I would like to use this word interchangeably with the word love. Of course, there could be drawn a line of difference, both philosophically, theologically, between the two notions, but now here I want to use them both, because sometimes I don't like to use too much the word love. It's too much used, and it's a little bit overused. So what is this thing, kindness? This is not the same as just doing kind things, doing good things. Because actually we can also be doing kind things out of many different reasons. And I think it's very clear. But rather, kindness is this state of overwhelmed soul. State of the soul overwhelmed by something that witnesses for itself. Nothing else witnesses for it. It doesn't have its reason in anything else but in itself only. Thus, it does not belong to the world. There are no, if we think, there are no rational reasons for kindness to exist in this world, because it does not belong to the system of the functional world. Even sometimes, paradoxically, our faith can be the part of the functional world. So, if there is God, and He's kind, and if I'm kind, and I do good things, I go to heaven. This is also a functional world. But sometimes we experience loneliness. Sometimes we question even the existence of God. Sometimes we might experience this deeply tragic feeling of the total absence of God. This is actually also the way how we experience God, not through His presence, which is a very rare thing. So here I am, with all my questions, with all my doubts, with all my human loneliness in the universe, and then suddenly, I want to stress this word, very suddenly something happens and I am overwhelmed. In this loneliness of my human existence, something happened and I feel myself overwhelmed by this kindness, by love, which is witness of itself as something completely superior to everything else that exists in our world. And here I start hearing the voice of the proud dignity of loneliness of the love. And this voice says, it is telling to the world of this gravity, where there is death, suffering, fear, where nothing makes sense if there is no God. So this voice is saying, despite I am alone in front of you, I am. And it witnesses for itself as something superior to this world. And here from this voice, the God is born. This is the voice of God. From this proud loneliness of love, God is born, and we understand we are not alone. So we remember there are words in the scripture that Christ was not from this world, and the world did not recognize him. In a similar way, this soft voice of love inside the human heart is not from this world, and the world can't recognize it. And as Christ suffered on the cross, true kindness, which is sacrificial, suffers this tragic but very proud loneliness, and from it God is born. Thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful weekend. God bless.